And we're live. Good evening and welcome to semifinal number 3 of hashtag Jeopardy Live Panels, a tournament of panelists. Once again, I'm Andy Saunders. I will be moderating and am the first judge of tonight's semifinal. Before I introduce our all-star panel, which has won a veritable boatload of money on Jeopardy, I will introduce the second half of our multinational, bipartisan, ecumenical judging panel, the founder of the JeopardyFan.com, Jeannie Kenkel. How was your day? I know you were you were annoyed by the fact that the tennis got delayed, but other than that, how are you doing?
Good. I had a good day. I'm getting ready to move, so my parents were out here helping me.
What? So, good. I guess that gave you some extra time before the tennis started.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you saw our panel last night, I think you have 6 people who are chomping at the bit looking to break me for the second consecutive night. First up on our panel, we have Sarah McNitt, who wants you to wager $4,000. We also have Megan Barnes, who was a 3-time champion a few years ago. Next up, Kristin Sausville, looking for votes, hashtag Team Kristin. We have Keith Williams, who wants you to wager 0, make the other players get it right. We have 5-time champion from season 31, John Schultz. And finally, Arthur Chu.
Hello.
Hi.
The man who needs no introduction whatsoever, because he is that well known. So, as usual, 6 questions, 10 points a question, then we move on to the fan vote for 72 hours. I will say once again, for Rosh Hashanah, we've decided to extend the panel for for an extra 24 hours to give people some extra time to watch and vote if they'd like, if they need it. I will say yes, the 6 people on our panel tonight have won a total of $860,502. Yes, I looked it up on J-Archive. Yes, I added it up. And a Volvo S60R. I'm curious, in dollar value, if anyone can guess which one of you has won the... This doesn't count for points. I'm just curious to see if anyone knows this answer. Which one of you has won the least amount of cash on Jeopardy?
I think it's me.
I think you're wrong.
What?
I would imagine Keith. Amount of cash. Huh.
Yes.
It's me. They didn't pay the
technically
that
it was
well
a
back
check.
in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
Plus
Keith
the losing
got...
prizes.
Oh, it was pre-doubling.
Oh,
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Was it?
pre-doubling. But
Yeah,
it was
I played
50,000 in the car.
Oh.
what about
And
the TOC?
the
'Cause you were
UTOC he got 5,000, and the regular TOC he got 5,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting when I looked that up to
Went
determine
off
exactly how much.
I think.
Pardon?
Megan, how much did you win? Because I think you might be the second highest total here. Maybe John.
On Jeopardy, 103,203.
Oh,
Nice.
I think John had you by what, $6,000?
Like 1.
Yeah.
1045.
Let's see. I actually haven't. Yes. Actually, if you include, by my calculations, if you include the consolation money, John has second place by about $300. So yeah. But
So far.
Yeah,
Yeah, I imagine that he'll get at least $5,000 pretty soon extra on that.
That is very true. But where I'm going with this, the 6 of you have won. We're going into our first question here. The 6 of you have won a total of $860,502 and a Volvo on the show. Imagine a Jeopardy tournament with just the 6 of you. So 2 semifinals of 3, a wild card, and then a 2-game total point final. Who wins the tournament amongst the 6 of you? This answer will go Sarah, Megan, Kristin, Keith, John, and Arthur. I I did not pick that order deliberately. That is just the order you guys come between from one end of the screen to the other. But of Sarah, Megan, Kristin, Keith, John, and Arthur, who wins a tournament, a Jeopardy tournament amongst the 6 of you? Sarah, you go first.
I think it's going to depend a lot on the kinds of categories that we get and who gets matched up with who. If there's any like quick mental math to be done, I think Keith has an advantage over me, and Arthur probably does too. I don't know if I've seen everybody play or remember the details of everybody, but you know, I've at least played against Arthur or been in the same tournament as Arthur. But I guess I would say Arthur has the most wins, so he'd probably be the winner of our tournament. But you know, maybe there are categories for which we could give him a run for his money. I kind of hoped that I'd be matched up with Arthur in the Tournament of Champions, but it didn't fall that way, so I don't know how I would do up against him.
Megan.
As the only person who didn't qualify for her Tournament of Champions, because I didn't win that 4th game, I definitely, I think, have the hunger compared to the people who've actually, you know, were invited to their Tournament of Champions. So I see me, Kristin Sausville, and Keith Williams as the final 3. Kristin has Roger Craig's computer app that she's been preparing with, so she's got an advantage there, and she also has another multi-day winner in her house. And then Keith Williams, I imagine when he posts those This Day in History overviews on his website, that some of it's got to sink in for him too. So I think that's what I'd like to see. And then of course it just matters who gets the daily doubles and you know what lands in people's wheelhouses.
Kristin, what do you think?
Giving away Kristin's secrets.
I know. It's all good. Okay, as soon as you asked the question, like the immediate vision that came to mind was a finale with Arthur, Keith, and Sarah, and it basically ends up coming down to Keith or Sarah. Keith makes a very rational wager. Sarah wagers 4,000, and Sarah wins.
Keith, what are your thoughts?
I've long had this theory that every Tournament of Champions, because they know who's going to be playing, every Tournament of Champions has one category that's geared towards one of the players. So when I was in the TOC, I played in the Monday game, so we got to watch the rest of the week of taping. We weren't sequestered the whole day. And I played against Sam Ott, who was a 4-time champ, I think, who was huge into punk rock. And a category in a later game came up that was punk rock, and she cursed so loudly. It was hilarious. I was feeling there would be a category that were all these tricky math problems, but all the correct answers were 4,000, and Sarah McNitt would figure it out really quickly and just blaze through that category. So I don't know if I'd want to face her if that came up. I don't think I'd want to face her anyway because she's a very good player. Everyone here obviously is a very good player. I think my biggest strength would be buzzer speed, which I don't know how fast I am now. I was really fast when I was 18 or 19, but I haven't played video games in a while, and I think Arthur would be the toughest to go against in terms of buzzer speed, and I definitely wouldn't want to wager against Sarah. So I would pick probably Arthur, or John has a lot of deep knowledge, and Kristin, having trained with some of the best and brightest, including her husband, would also be a formidable foe. And of course, Megan having the highest total per game would be able to run things up. And plus, with the tougher board material, I think my buzzer speed might be negated by lack of knowledge in certain areas, etc.
John, what do you think?
I think that Arthur is a pretty obvious pick for a finalist. But I think Keith has really been priming himself on facts there. So it's you know, it's a toss-up for me between the two of them. Um, I think between the fact primers and some just great wagering theory, I think Keith takes it.
And Arthur.
Well, I would express doubt about the idea that there's a category for each contestant in the Tournament of Champions, but they did have one in mind that was famous books and Arthurs. So that's pretty much as blatant as you can get. But, you know, I'd like to say me, but then everyone would get mad at me. No, I think out of all of us here,
You have a role to play here.
Keith is the one who spent all of these years studying Jeopardy and watching Jeopardy every day, whereas I honestly haven't watched Jeopardy in a long time because I have gotten myself involved in other stupid stuff. So, also, you know, I think it's poetic justice. I think my last tournament, I had the buzzer speed and I had the knowledge, but then I got screwed by Final Jeopardy, which is as it should be, because that's why the game is called Jeopardy, is for that uncertainty that comes in with the betting. So it would make sense for, it would be within the spirit of the show for Keith to take this tournament.
I have to say, I am kind of impressed by all of these answers. I thought we were going to see Arthur, and then Arthur uncomfortably trying to come up with an answer that wasn't himself. And, well, as our judges come up with the scores, because apparently that's my cue to,
Yes. To send them.
Yes, apparently that's my cue to send the scores. Okay, while I'm tabulating those, this second question is inspired by Jennifer Morrow and her, I guess you could say her quixotic or quixotic efforts to get at Jeopardy to follow Mike Duvall on Twitter. And I think at Jeopardy follows some of you already, but pretend for a second that at Jeopardy does not follow you on Twitter, and say, as question number 2, why should Jeopardy follow you on Twitter? Megan would go first, then Kristin, Keith, John, Arthur, and Sarah. The scores for your responses to number 1 from our judging panel. Sarah picks up 4, Megan 9, Kristin 8, Keith 5, John 8, and Arthur 9. So a wide variety of scores on this question. But Megan will go first. Why should Jeopardy follow you on Twitter?
Jeopardy should follow me on Twitter because basically I use my Twitter just to talk about Jeopardy these days, and I mostly have people who are on Jeopardy following me, so I've just decided to use it for mostly just putting in like interesting facts, like Wes Craven gave up a thriving career in being a professor of English to go for the more lucrative career of pornography writing and directing, which is how he got his start in films. And it's just, you know, I feel like they're missing out on the entire conversation. They're following Jennifer and they're not following everyone else who's responding to her.
Kristin.
Including Mike Duvall! Mike Duvall!
Kristin.
If Jeopardy weren't following me, I would say that they should, because I am probably the contestant far most likely to live tweet a Springsteen concert, and that would be, I guess, the next best thing to the awesomeness of being there.
Keith.
Well, Alex Trebek has been known to enjoy a nice glass of wine, Chardonnay perhaps, and at least in the 80s, it appeared he was drinking plenty of Coors Light on set while filming Phone Jeopardy promos. I think I would just give them a variety of Jeopardy people drinking various delicious substances. Give them some variety in their lives.
So, John, why should they follow you on Twitter?
I think it's kind of a just an issue of the Jeopardy community. I mean, when at Jeopardy is following He-Man and Skeletor, but not following its own. I just think that it's kind of like, come on, guys.
John, you didn't hear they're having Power Players Week?
Oh.
Sorry, Andy.
Probably get strawberry shortcake too.
Oh, that's right.
We follow drill.
Arthur.
Jeopardy should follow me on Twitter because me live tweeting my games pulled their ratings above Wheel of Fortune for the first time in like years. That's just true. That's a fact. I'm sorry. I used up all my humility on the last one. But, no, it's true. Like it would be ungrateful of them not to. Like they were bugging me to keep on live tweeting when I was talking with the Jeopardy PR people about all the crap. Like I was like, maybe I should get off of Twitter. Like, no, stay on Twitter. So yeah.
And Sarah.
I actually have no idea if Jeopardy is following me or not, which maybe they aren't because it seems like that'd be something that you'd remember, getting an email saying that Jeopardy's following you. But...
Oh, I printed that email out, Sarah. You would know. Mm-hmm. I printed that email out.
But I think they should be following me as the co-creator of the internet's foremost wagering website. They need to know, why people are making so much money from them, and what's going on with Jeopardy, that people become so successful all of a sudden, and they need to connect that with Just Wager 4000.
We could save so much time with that 4000 button.
I know. I'd like to point out that Jeopardy follows 175 people on Twitter. Wheel of Fortune follows 72,000 people on Twitter.
Whoa!
That actually might have some. No, the fact that they follow 72,000 might have something to do with the fact that Wheel of Fortune runs a daily contest with the Twitter toss-ups.
Yeah.
So
or Jeopardy's just a little more selective.
I know. I mean, not everybody can be strawberry shortcake.
That's right. If only.
So, this is my cue to my fellow judge to send me some scores. I'm pretty sure that if I'm pretty sure.
I've heard everything.
I'm pretty sure that if I were a panelist after this, I probably would get a bunch of zeros for harassing my fellow judge, but
No! It would take a lot to get a 0, probably from me.
It would take a lot. It would only take 6, 4, 5, 7, but I don't know. That would probably be worth a 0. In any case.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yes. So while I tabulate these scores, you guys get the photograph to caption. So here is the photo. Here you go. You guys get to come up with a Jeopardy-related photo caption for this photograph. In terms of scores so far, let's see here. Megan picks up 8 on question 2 for 17. Kristin 4 for 12. Keith 5 for 10. John 7 for 15. Arthur 9 for 18. Sarah 7 for 11. I don't know what Keith has done so far to earn the ire of our judging panel, but you may need to pick it up here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh well, there's still 4 questions left, but
Should I go get some whiskey and start drinking on camera? Can you help me out?
Well, Kristin will go first on the caption here, then Keith, John, Arthur, Sarah, and Megan. So, Kristin, if you have a caption for this photograph here, go ahead.
How could Katy Perry have won Power Players Week and not me?
Keith. Did Keith go? I can't see. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I was just wondering if you had gone because I can't see anything but the picture just of how my thing is working out right now. So.
Oh, no, I haven't gone yet.
Okay.
This is my Zergcam face.
John.
Oh my God, cerulean bet, how much?
Arthur.
4,000. I told you, just bet 4,000.
So Sarah, what's your second caption?
Yeah.
Let me see that picture again. Okay, so my caption is Taylor Swift songs for the Final Jeopardy category. That's my wheelhouse.
And Megan.
Oh my God, I can't believe Arthur Chu did a lip dub of Shake It Off after he was in the TOC. I have to invite him on stage now.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Funny how Arthur forgets.
But Taylor doesn't.
No, Taylor clearly doesn't.
Or switch.
No, she's great with her fans. She always remembers.
Is that because she sends cease and desist orders to them?
No, she just writes songs about them and then she can't forget.
So that's the inspiration behind Bad Blood.
Pretty much all of her. They think they're about lovers, but they're actually about Jeopardy games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the songs are.
Hmm.
I
One
mean,
second.
Red is obvious. That was.
Okay, so guess what? As I wait for some scores here, we can keep talking about this. You're just giving me all sorts of ideas for questions. That's all. Okay, so on this one, Kristin picks up 8. That puts her at 20. Keith picks up 9, bringing him up to 19. John 7, that puts her in. That puts John 7. That puts him. Sorry, at 22. Arthur 8 for 26. Sarah 7 for 18. Megan 7 for 24. Question 4. This one inspired by some of our off the rails discussion last night in our panel. Which former contestant, whose name is not Richard Cordray, do you feel is most likely to become a president of the United States? Keith will go first, followed by John, Arthur, Sarah, Megan, and Kristin.
Okay, just to clarify, are we saying who we think would be most likely to be elected, or are we looking for the person who seems the most presidential?
I am thinking who is most likely to become president, so most likely to be elected president.
All right, I have 2 thoughts. I'll give one now, and I'll give the other one later, so that I don't steal from someone else.
Okay.
My first inclination is my fellow college champion, Tom Cubbage. He is very dapper looking. He has a big family whom he loves very dearly. He is a lawyer. He lives in D.C. He's got all the inside Beltway information, I'm sure. And he seems like a great guy. I haven't met him yet. Hope to someday, but he seems like the kind of guy that you not only want to get a beer with, but you would want to have his finger on the nuclear launch codes if it ever came to that, as opposed to many, many other people who might be currently running for president. So that would be my first choice, right off the top of my head, Tom Cubbage.
John, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Eddie Timanis. I think that
Okay.
that he's just a long-time favorite. He's got great name recognition, and it's just just a guy that I think everybody wants to see more of. Wants to see him do well. That's what I'm going with.
Arthur, what do you think?
Okay, this sounds like a very uncreative answer. I'm going to say Ken Jennings. And that's just because, in case you didn't know this fun fact, in 2004, right after his Jeopardy run, Ken Jennings was actually approached by the Democratic Party in Utah to run for the Senate. Chuck Schumer tried to convince him to run, and he said, pardon my French, this is a direct quote, "That's when I knew the Democratic Party was fucked in 2004. But, even so, he's actually gotten that close to elected office. I mean, he would have had to actually run and actually campaign and actually win, but even so, the fact that out of all the people that you could think of, only one of them has actually been asked to run for office by a sitting senator puts Ken Jennings kind of in that privileged place.
Sarah, what do you think?
I think we're all too smart to run for president. Who wants that job? Not us. We got game show money.
Megan.
Lieutenant Frank Spangenberg. He's got the height, because they're always whoever's the tallest wins in presidential elections. He's got the intelligence, the experience. He's just amazingly smart, and I think he'd really be popular with people. I think he could win it.
And
I
Kristin.
think his campaign logo would just be the outline of his mustache.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna go with Stephanie Yoss. I think she's very bright. She's very energetic and very charismatic. I think she has great insights about the ways that people in society operate. And I would love if she were the first female president. I think she would be a great one.
So what was your second thought, Keith?
Vanita Kolasinac.
Who?
Vanita Kolasinac. She won 2 college championships before. She played against Ken and who was it Michael Falk in the first round of the belt?
Yeah, it was Michael Falk who was the third.
Yeah.
Interesting thought. Why would you say Vanita?
She's very smart. Well, maybe too smart, as Sarah was saying. She's also following that law path, and I'm just impressed by the way people dress sometimes, and she has it all together. Whether the United States is ready to elect a female president of South Asian descent, I don't know, but
oh my gosh. You saying United States made me think, how did none of us say Ben Ingram?
That's true.
He's too nice.
All I have to do is stand there and say United States, and people will vote for him.
So as we wait for our scores, question 5, I will say, was also inspired by some of the discussion last night. This was probably about when I got most broken, but I thought it was worth a question anyway. Okay. So, yes, question 5. Imagine the 2015 Tournament of Champions becomes the Hunger Games. Who dies first and why? So you've got a chance to think about that. John will go first, followed by Arthur, Sarah, Megan, Kristin, and Keith.
I was going to say, can't John and I, excuse ourselves?
No, you may not. This is the most fun I get to have all week. You must answer my questions. So yes, scores from the fourth question. Keith picks up 10. He's made a nice recovery at this point. He's sitting on 29. John has got 8 for his answer for 30. Arthur 9 for 35. Sarah 3 for 21. Megan 8 for 32, and Kristin 5 for 25. So John will go first here. Imagine the 2015 Tournament of Champions becomes the Hunger Games. Who dies first, and why?
Yeah. I think probably oh no. I'm gonna go with Alex Jacob. I feel like a lot of people are are gonna be gunning for him. I think that he's an intimidating figure. Stands out. He would be going for the throat, going for the weapons early, and just he'd stand out and make himself an easy mark to pick off. And just with the everybody's target on his back, it's not going to work out well.
Arthur.
Let me see. This is a tough one. I am reviewing the list of contenders for. I'm afraid that because of the YA nature of the Hunger Games, that Jennifer Giles, who is a teacher and who won the Teachers Tournament, is going to be first in the chopping block, just because in a YA series that's what happens to the teacher character. The teacher or mentor character. It's inevitable. It's a sort of plot thing. Otherwise, you don't have the narrative drive for the character to strike out on their own. So that's my vote.
Sarah.
Man, this is rough. I don't want to go on the record saying somebody's gonna die.
Imagine how John and I feel. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to have a good answer for this. Well, I was thinking that Jennifer Giles would actually win because she would have that, like, teaching Hunger Games connection. But, yeah, I wasn't thinking of it in terms of the narrative of the story. But, I don't remember some of these people. And I don't want to kill the people that are right in front.
Appreciate that.
And it would definitely be you two, but I don't want to tell you that. Yeah, I got nothing. John and Kristin are just gonna trip over each other and fall to their deaths, I guess.
Megan.
I think it will be Scott Lord. He strikes me as, with his story about having a $50,000 birthday party, that he's got soft hands that have never held a machete or a knife in his life, and he just won't. He'll be somewhere where he has to live by his hands, and it just won't work out for him.
Kristin.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, I hear like Jeopardy, TOC, Hunger Games. I can't help but like picture myself as Katniss and Justin as PETA, and that's kind of ridiculous. But gosh, I hate saying this, but based on like personality, I would be worried about Von Winchell because he's so nice and he's such a gentleman, and I could see him like, trying to save one of us, like dying, like trying to help one of the rest of us get further or something. Although, John, now I'm worried about Alex Jacob coming after you.
So, Keith, what are your thoughts?
I feel like Alex Jacob would be the Richard Hatch of TOC the fight to the death. He would make alliances and then stab you in the back. I think everyone who is in the TOC right now, or who might be in the TOC, has been watching other people's games, and they know the relative strengths and weaknesses of Kristin and Alex and John and Vaughn and everyone else. I think the first person to go is going to be the person who hasn't aired yet. There's going to be 1 or 2 people, I would guess, who will qualify in the next 8 weeks before the TOC. And all of the 13 or 14 competitors who have already aired will band together and agree to go out and murder that 1 or 2 people.
This is so cheerful.
If I had to pick one person to die first, I would pick Vaughn because he's in rabbinical school and he's teaching peace and such. He is the least likely to get his hands bloody, I think.
Okay. So, man, I'm sorry if my line of questioning has made any of you uncomfortable this evening.
Are you sorry?
No, you're not.
Well, I do wish I do want to say
You're just sorry.
I'm just glad I wasn't in the one where you asked for marry, screw, or kill.
Oh man. Oh.
Taking notes.
Yeah, that should be the final question for the people who make the live panel finals. Marry, screw, or kill.
I may have to get approval from other people to do that one. I'm not sure how others feel about that line of questioning. That may be the first veto I get. So yes, I'm waiting to hear some scores from someone. There we go.
I always like to wait till I'm sure the discussion's over in case I want to adjust my score.
Oh, I did not realize that was available. There's a question that I came up with a much better kind of bit of repartee afterwards. I thought that the ship had sailed.
Oh, sorry.
Question 1 or 2. Oh.
No, it's just like a Jeopardy audition. They're always watching you.
Whew, okay, so let's see here. Scores on question number 5. John picks up 6 for 36. Arthur picks up 7 for 42. Sarah picks up 4 for 25. Megan 9 for 41. Kristin 9 for 34. Keith 9 for 38. Some nice scores so far. Question number 6 is the same as every other panel so far. You get to summarize tonight's Jeopardy! Live panel in 140 characters or fewer. And I'm sure you have a lot of fun stuff to work with here, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these tweets. They won't be used for voting or anything, but I think that they will be quite entertaining nonetheless. We will start with Arthur, then go to Sarah, Megan, Kristin, Keith, and John. But yes, like a Jeopardy audition, we are definitely always watching. So if you have something to say afterwards, say it. And usually I wait for kind of a break in conversation before I'm like, so while we wait for the scores. That's not a oh look, I got a blank message here.
Okay, you're putting me on the spot with the first one. Let me see.
Yeah, go ahead, Arthur.
Arthur runs out of humility. A teacher dies.
Sarah.
Well, I think my my Chiron, I changed it to say TOC 2014. None of us died, so I'll go with that.
Megan.
Hunger Games, Taylor Swift, United States.
Kristin.
I'm going to go with hashtag Jeopardy Live panel. Tune in for spoilers for upcoming presidential election.
Tune in for spoilers for upcoming presidential elections. I like that. Keith.
On Monday, Alex Trebek announces the first quarter mil, quarter quell. Hashtag fake TOC 2015.
And John.
Listen, at who is Alex Jacob, I swear. Targeting in a hypothetical Hunger Games is the sincerest form of flattery.
So I'd just like to remind...
Did he freeze up?
Andy?
Yeah.
Oh no!
He left us?
Oh no!
Frozen.
Other than that we're all willing to kill each other, he's out of here.
What happened?
Can you hear us, Andy?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. You froze up for a while and we don't know what you
Oh.
said.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, while we were waiting for the final scores, I just want to remind everyone that the fourth semifinal is taking place on Tuesday at 6:45 Eastern. That final will have, let's see, in alphabetical order, Sandy Baker, Colby Burnett, Sandy Baker, Colby Burnett, Kea Chua, who else? Josh Frumkin, Colin O'Grady, and Russ Schumacher. So you want to tune in for that. Two TOC champions in that fourth semifinal. So that could be quite fun. I'm going to reveal these final tweet scores in reverse order of scores going in. Obviously, I screwed that order up last night, but I am not going to this time. Let's see here. Remember, there are also 20 points available on the Google vote as well. If you're listening, you are welcome to vote for as many people as possible. Please vote for anyone who you would like to see on another panel. Not just one person. You are welcome to vote for more than one person. Please do. Let's see here. So, Sarah had 25. Her tweet picks up 8. That means she finishes at 30.
Is he gone again?
He's like all the way gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, now we'll never know.
Oh boy, it's a cliffhanger.
I know.
Oh, there he is.
Andy's back.
Are you back?
This didn't happen in the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Well, Ben Wiles just tweeted that we're semifinal 3 is going to band together to murder the last group, so that we all can make it through.
Well, I can't announce the scores because I have no idea what his scores were.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure what happened to my to anything, but apparently I had a major technical difficulties. Oh well, I'm back. So how far did I get? I got. Did you hear Sarah's score?
Yeah, we heard Sarah's score.
Okay, Kristin had 34. Her tweet picks up 7 for 41. Let's see. John had 36. His tweet picks up 10 for 46. Keith, he had 38. His tweet picks up 8 for 46. Megan had 41. Her tweet picks up 4 for 45. Arthur at 42. His tweet picks up 9 for 51. So Arthur currently has a 5-point lead going into the fan vote over Keith and John. No, I have no idea what the wild cards are going to end up at. So you guys want
You
to...
have the stats on that, Keith?
No, since this is the first time, but next year I'll be ready to go with these.
Okay, so apparently people are watching and people are making fun of my internet connection and saying this never happened to Caesar Flickerman. So
Did Jennifer Morrow send you an email with something to download or something?
no, I did not know. No, that comment came from Dino Alexander. So, in any case, yeah. So, Arthur has the 5-point lead. We don't know. I don't know where the wild cards are going to end up at. You should convince all of your friends to vote for you and vote for some of the other panelists as well, so that lots of points come out. By the way, if you voted already on any of the previous ones and want to change your votes to add more people, the software will let you do that. So, by all means, feel free. For everyone here at the JeopardyFan.com and Jeopardy Live panel, myself, Jeannie, and all of the panelists, I'd like to first of all apologize for my own internet connection, and hope to see you guys tuning in on Tuesday. Thank you guys once again. The poll will run for 72 hours. That means it closes on the 16th at 11 p.m. Eastern. So thank you very much again for tuning in. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.